Let's talk about Sarah. She's someone you might recognize, a friend, a colleague, or maybe even yourself. Sarah is bright, driven, and deeply caring. She's the kind of person who always tries her best, both at work and at home. But beneath her calm exterior, there's a constant battle raging inside her. For Sarah, emotions can feel like a sudden storm, powerful, unpredictable, and impossible to ignore. Even on a good day, a wave of anxiety or sadness can crash over her without warning. She often feels like she's at the mercy of her feelings, unable to steer her own ship. Take a simple comment from her boss. What might be a passing remark for someone else becomes a source of endless worry for Sarah. She replays the conversation in her mind, analyzing every word, every gesture. The shame and anger build up, making it hard to focus on anything else. It's exhausting, and it happens more often than she'd like to admit. At home, things aren't much easier. A minor disagreement with her partner, maybe about chores or plans, can quickly spiral out of control. Voices are raised, feelings are hurt, and suddenly, what started as a small issue feels like a major crisis. Both Sarah and her partner are left feeling confused, disconnected, and emotionally drained. Afterwards, Sarah is flooded with regret. She knows her reactions are intense, and she wishes she could take back her words. She apologizes, hoping things will get better, but deep down she fears the cycle will repeat. Outburst, regret, apology, hope, and then another trigger. It's a pattern she desperately wants to break but doesn't know how. Sarah isn't alone. Millions of people experience this same struggle every day. When emotions take the driver's seat, relationships become strained, work suffers, and life can start to feel overwhelming and out of control. It's easy to feel isolated, but the truth is this is a common human experience. But there is hope. That's where dialectical behavior therapy, or DBT, comes in. DBT offers a new set of tools, practical skills and strategies designed to help people like Sarah manage their emotions, build stronger relationships, and create a life that feels more balanced and fulfilling. With the right support, change is possible, and a different way of living can begin. So, what is DBT? It's a therapy developed by Dr. Marsha Linehan for people overwhelmed by intense emotions. Traditional therapies miss the mark, either too focused on change or too much on acceptance. DBT finds the balance. Accept yourself as you are while working to change what isn't working. It's practical, skills-based, and designed for real life, not just talking, but doing. DBT teaches you how to handle crises, communicate effectively, and replace impulsive reactions with skillful actions. It's about building a life you want, not just surviving. The 4 key skill sets, mindfulness, distress tolerance, emotion regulation, and interpersonal effectiveness, are your roadmap. With DBT, you can move from emotional chaos to a life that feels meaningful and under control. The first pillar of DBT is mindfulness. It's the foundation upon which all the other skills are built, and it's about so much more than just sitting quietly or meditating. Mindfulness is the art of truly being present in your own life, moment by moment, no matter what's happening around you. Forget the stereotypes. Mindfulness here means paying attention, on purpose, to the present moment, without judgment. It's about noticing what's happening right now, both inside you and in the world around you, and accepting it as it is, rather than wishing things were different. Most suffering comes from being stuck in the past or worrying about the future. We replay old mistakes, or we imagine worst-case scenarios that haven't even happened yet. This constant mental time travel can leave us feeling anxious, overwhelmed, or disconnected from what's actually happening right now. Mindfulness anchors you in the now, so you can observe your emotions instead of being swept away. When you're mindful, you can notice your feelings, thoughts, and physical sensations as they arise, without letting them control you or dictate your actions. Try, observe, and describe. Notice what's happening around and inside you, and describe it without judgment. This means simply stating the facts of your experience like a curious scientist, rather than labeling things as good or bad. For example, you might say, "I notice tension in my shoulders." This is just an observation, not a criticism or a story about why you feel that way. Or, "I'm having the thought that I'll fail." By putting some distance between yourself and your thoughts, you can see them for what they are, just thoughts, not absolute truths. This practice reminds you, thoughts and feelings aren't facts. They come and go, like clouds drifting across the sky or leaves floating on a stream. You don't have to believe everything you think or feel, and you don't have to act on every impulse. Over time, mindfulness helps you build a sense of inner calm and resilience. You learn to ride out emotional storms without getting lost in them, and you become more aware of the choices you have in each moment. Mindfulness won't erase pain, but it stops you from adding extra suffering by fighting or judging it. Instead, you can meet your experience with compassion and curiosity, even when it's uncomfortable. It's the foundation for all other DBT skills, helping you respond instead of react. When you're mindful, you can pause before you speak or act, giving yourself the space to choose a wise response. Be the calm captain of your ship, even in a storm. With mindfulness, you can navigate life's challenges with greater clarity, steadiness, and self-compassion, no matter what waves come your way. Next up is distress tolerance, your emergency toolkit for emotional storms. These skills don't erase pain, they help you survive it without making things worse. When you're overwhelmed, your brain's problem-solving center shuts down. Reasoning won't help, but skills will. The tip skills are lifesavers: temperature, splash cold water on your face to calm your system. Intense exercise, burn off distress with a quick burst of activity. Paced breathing, slow your breath, exhale longer than you inhale. Paired muscle relaxation, tense and release muscle groups as you breathe. These aren't long-term fixes, but they buy you time to avoid impulsive decisions and use other skills. Think of them as your emotional first aid kit. Emotion regulation is about preventing crises before they start. First, identify what you're feeling and what triggered it. Check the facts. Is your reaction based on reality or old fears? Reduce vulnerability with the please checklist. Treat physical illness, balanced eating, avoid mood-altering drugs, balance sleep, and exercise. Already in a tough emotion? Use opposite action. Do the opposite of what your emotion urges. Sad and want to isolate? Get up, call a friend, go outside. Afraid? Safely approach what you fear. These skills help you turn down the emotional volume so feelings don't run your life. You can't avoid emotions, but you can learn to manage them. The final pillar of dialectical behavior therapy is interpersonal effectiveness, an essential set of skills for getting your needs met in relationships, whether at work, with friends, or with family. It's about balancing your own goals and desires while also keeping your relationships healthy and strong, so you don't have to choose between being true to yourself and maintaining important connections. One of the core tools here is the Dear Man skill, which gives you a step-by-step way to ask for what you want, set boundaries, or say no, without feeling guilty or aggressive. Dear Man stands for describe the situation, express your feelings and needs, assert yourself clearly, reinforce why your request matters, stay mindful of your goals, appear confident even if you're nervous, and be willing to negotiate if needed. This approach helps you communicate directly and effectively, so you're more likely to be heard and respected. For maintaining relationships, the Give skill is your guide. Give stands for being gentle in your approach, acting interested in the other person's perspective, validating their feelings, and using an easy manner, like a smile or a relaxed tone, to keep things friendly. These steps help you show respect and care, even when you disagree, making it easier to resolve conflicts and build trust. When it comes to self-respect, the Fast skill is key. Fast means being fair to yourself and others, not apologizing for having needs, sticking to your values, and being truthful in your communication. Practicing fast helps you maintain your integrity and self-worth, even in tough conversations. These skills are designed to help you avoid two common traps: blowing up in anger, or bottling up your feelings until you explode. Instead, you learn to communicate your needs clearly, calmly, and respectfully, even when emotions run high. Imagine being able to stand up for yourself, set boundaries, and ask for what you need, all while keeping your relationships intact and positive. You don't have to sacrifice your self-respect or your connections with others. With these skills, you can have both. Healthy relationships are built on skillful, honest communication, not on drama, manipulation, or avoidance. With practice, you'll find yourself navigating conflict and building deeper connections with more confidence and less stress. These tools are your blueprint for better, more fulfilling relationships, at home, at work, and everywhere in between. Remember, effective communication is a skill anyone can learn, and it's the foundation for lasting, healthy relationships. Start practicing these techniques, and you'll see how much easier it becomes to get what you need, without burning bridges along the way. Can you do this without a therapist? Absolutely. Treat DBT like learning any new skill. It takes practice and patience. Start by finding a good workbook or resource and focus on one skill at a time. Practice observe and describe for a week, or try a tip skill daily. Keep a journal or diary card to track emotions, triggers, and which skills you use. Notice patterns. Maybe you're more vulnerable at certain times, so plan ahead. Practice skills when you're calm, not just in crisis. Rehearse conversations, do paced breathing in line, make skills automatic. The more you practice in low-stress moments, the more ready you'll be when it counts. Consistent small steps lead to real change. Sticking with DBT self-practice isn't easy. Expect setbacks, forgetfulness, and old habits resurfacing. This isn't failure, it's part of the process. Progress, not perfection, is the goal. Celebrate small wins, using a skill instead of yelling, or taking a break when angry. If you feel burned out, simplify. Focus on one skill, or reconnect with your reasons for starting. Write down your why and keep it visible. Most importantly, practice self-compassion. Treat yourself as kindly as you would a struggling friend. Every stumble is a chance to learn and grow. Here's the bottom line. You don't have to be a victim of your emotions. DBT skills are a practical roadmap to a life that feels stable, meaningful, and connected. This journey is about becoming your most authentic, resilient self, not someone else. You can't rewrite the past, but you can start a new chapter today. Every choice is a new page. Choose mindful action over chaos. Believe in your ability to change and take one small step now. You are a work in progress and you are capable of amazing things.